Hi, I'm Harry.
And I'm Sharlene.
If you're just joining our channel, we are a retired military couple traveling on a military pension of $4,000 per month.
Stay with us to find out how much it costs for us to stay a whole month in Turkey in June 2024. Well, as normal, accommodation is obviously the biggest budget buster in our month. We had 3 nights in Izmir. This is the very last 3 nights that we stayed. We stayed in the Hyatt Regency Hotel and we had points nights, so that didn't cost us anything, which was very nice. We had 15 days or 15 nights in Antalya in an Airbnb, which cost us $51.15 per night. We had 8 nights at a hotel in Cappadocia region in Avanos, which was $51.30 per night. And then lastly, the beginning of our Istanbul stay, we had 4 nights at the end of the month in Istanbul in an Airbnb, which is costing $48.36 per night. So that all up was $1,371.09. for an average of $45.90 per night.
Very good. So let's talk restaurants. We did better this month at not spending so much in eating out, but we still ate out about 23 times. So I thought that was pretty good. We did have a couple of meals that were amazing. Dayini Yeri, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. We had 2 times a meal there. Our last meal in Antalya was there. So they especially had New Zealand lamb on the menu, which was divine. And I think after talking with some of Charlene's friends and relatives back home, it was actually cheaper than what they could get it back in New Zealand. So all in all, for what we spent out on restaurants during the month of June, it was $477.42.
So if you've watched our budget videos before, you'll know that we love to have our coffees out, sit and watch, just me. We like to sit and watch the world go by and people watch, so we do. We were getting better though. Just like we didn't spend quite as much in restaurants this month, we also didn't spend quite as much in coffee. We had coffee or tea out 13 times this month and it was a total of $81.77.
Now, just to also add to that too, there's a lot of times that we did eat out and they gave complimentary Turkish tea, so I thought that was a nice touch that they did that too, but it was fantastic to have at the end of every meal. So let's talk our grocery budget. So we're always eating breakfast, typically granola or yogurt and cereal, whatever the case may be, at our accommodation, and then at least purchase fruit and cheese and crackers, snacks, etc. for lunch, or a light meal, whether we are staying at the hotel or an Airbnb. So staying in an Airbnb gives us that extra added option for us to cook for ourselves. I really get tired of eating out all the time, and I'm sure Charlene feels the same way, so this is a lovely change for us to cook at our temporary home. All in all, our grocery budget for the month of June was $337.15.
So for transportation this month, our total was $291.30. The majority of that was based on our moving from place to place. We had 4 different cities over the month, and we had 3 different bus trips. So Izmir to Antalya, Antalya to Avanos in Cappadocia, and Avanos to Istanbul. All told, the 3 trips for both of us were $160 of that $291. And then the remainder is taxis, public transport, things like that.
So one of the things that we like doing as slow nomads is sightseeing. And the biggest expense in this category that we had was our hot air balloon ride in Cappadocia. It was $374 for both of us, but it was just incredible. And if you're ever in Cappadocia, I highly recommend that you take advantage of doing a hot air balloon ride. It's well worth it. The other thing that we did was a day trip from Cappadocia. Now that was $203. But this was a full 10-hour day of visiting lots of places that we wanted to go to and see, and some that we didn't even know about. From the largest underground city to Selimi Monastery, Pigeon Valley, the fairy chimneys, and then also El Hara Valley. We could have done these all ourselves, but we didn't want to rent a car. We didn't have all the fabulous, but we wouldn't have seen the fabulous guide that we had that gives us so much information and history about the region and each place. And then one of the other things that we did in Antalya was the ancient city of Pergay, which was absolutely incredible. And for both of us, it was $23. All the above costs, again, are just for two people, but our entire sightseeing budget for the month of June was $630.62.
So we do have a general category, which anything that's kind of oddball or doesn't fit anywhere else falls into. The total this month was $24.23. This did include a haircut for me, in case you haven't noticed. If you want to know the full story of my shorter than expected haircut, you can check it out on our To Travel Without Orders Facebook page. Our phone or our eSIM costs were $20.48 this month. Harry continued to use his Arello Global plan and used 3.5 gig, and then I purchased a 3 gig local plan for about $8. Since we were constantly using GPS and Google Translate, we both needed an eSIM this month. One of the things we did notice was the majority of the people that we talked to or ran into in Turkey did not speak English. So we used a lot of Google Translate.
There were a few people that did actually speak English, but it was limited to some of the younger crowd, and a lot of times we dealt with some of the local people, and that's what we like to do. We use Google Translate, but it seemed to work very effectively. So let's talk subscriptions. So some of our monthly subscriptions that we have Amazon Prime, and then we have NordVPN. Since we had 95% racket and rebate at purchase, we only pay $1.35 per month for NordVPN. And we absolutely love the service that we're getting from that. So our subscription prices are $13.89.
Health insurance. You gotta love them or hate them. The monthly family deductible for TRICARE Select for Harry, myself, and for our youngest son is $31.41. Now, one of the things that we did have happen in June was I had a visit to the ER in Izmir. You can check out the full details on our Facebook page, but basically after seeing a specialist and all my medications, etc., it was $130.49. I was pretty impressed. We should get a portion of that back from TRICARE, but even if we don't, I still think it was pretty impressive. And it was faster and cheaper than any ER I've ever been to in the US, that's
Very
for sure.
true. Yeah.
I was in and out back at the hotel in less than 2 hours.
Yeah, it was incredible. And then they had actual translator for us there that followed us around with us as well. So there's kind of like a medical advocate that took us to every one of the different stops. So I thought that was
he
pretty
stayed
fantastic.
with me the whole time, which was fabulous.
So for the whole month of June, staying in 4 different cities, it cost us a total of $3,422.06. Basically $580 under budget.
Without even trying.
Obviously, traveling adds to the budget. So since the month we are staying in Istanbul for almost the entire month of July, it'll be interesting to see what our next monthly budget video will include. How much will we be saving by not moving around so much, by buying groceries and eating in a lot more than eating out? So make sure that you subscribe, and you can find out in our next video. So thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please comment on our comment section, and remember to like and most of all subscribe. Bye guys.
See you next time.